Hello again, my friends. This one is super cool. I love it when we have the opportunity to build a vehicle for someone who's had a lot of S-ometer time in that type of vehicle. This one is that and up a notch. So this is a 1968, it's Icon Bronco, number 125 in the old school style, and my client has owned it since 1972. So Elizabeth, I hope you love it. We were super proud to build it for you, and come along for the video. There's so many layers of cool stories on this one that I just can't wait to share. So this was a really fun project, and there's just so much added value when somebody is already emotionally invested in the vehicle. I mean, it's good enough to restore something for someone who had that something back in the day, but this truck's on a whole nother level. And we've been fortunate enough that this has happened to us a few times. My client bought this vehicle in 1972 when it was just a slightly used car. It's a 1968 model. She didn't buy it, actually. She was just a little kid at the time. Her dad bought it, and she sent me great photographs of her dad, rest of her brothers and sisters and everyone out making memories. And that's why she wanted to revive the truck. It was in pretty sad shape, but nothing we can't handle. And I just love that it already was so important to her. And she, endured several, God knows how many hundreds of thousands of miles in the truck, bumping around on the highway or bumping around off-road, that then her ability to really understand the transformation that we provide will be pretty phenomenal. So the color of the truck is a stock color. It's referred to as holly green. It's a color you don't see too often, and really actually with patina you're like, okay, whatever, dark green. But fresh, man, I am a big fan of this color. I want to do some more Broncos in this color. It's just such a unique, holly, I guess, is a decent name for it, but it's got a little blue. It's quite saturated. It's just really kind of timeless, non-metallic paint. As you can see, we framed that in Wimbledon white, both for the bumper system and the front grille insert and the hardtop. On this one, we did no Ranger trim. So it looks like a base model on the outside, which actually I kind of prefer. And I like these Wimbledon bumpers and no Ranger trim. It just sort of accentuates the utilitarian boxiness and glory of these trucks. So there's that on the outside. Of course, also in Wimbledon white, you will find the Icon forged aluminum 18-inch old school wheels with the vintage Ford hubcaps. On the inside, we did the early style 2-spoke steering wheel. We also did the dash and steering column and steering wheel in the Wimbledon white. The color of this paint, really, that tone inspired everything else. So really, all the other details merely were responding to how well they worked or didn't work with the holly green. So the headliner is very nondescript, kind of a caramelly warm brown, super chill, and it just kind of disappears. We fit our new A-pillar CNC'd grab handles and painted those body color, so they're pretty much invisible, but they're there when you need them. Those combined with the AMP Research lit powered steps make sure just frankly anyone can get in and out with ease. We went away from the old school style visors on this truck and fit the nifty aircraft new school visors, which is seemingly becoming a habit on even the old school builds. I think pretty soon we might just run them all the time because they just work so damn well. The leather in this interior is from our friends at Garrett. It's a European hide known as Stampede. And we did this color as a custom dye lot. It actually is something they used to stock, and I had it in my sample library. But then when I went to order it, they're like, oh yeah, it's discontinued. But I tried to find something that matched the other details this well, and I just couldn't. So our friends at Garrett quite kindly went ahead and helped us do it custom. So that leather works very well with the holly green, as well as with the brown Hargarten square weave wool rugs. But it's really all about the woven inserts on the door and cargo panels. So those are something special. So when talking story with my client, trying to figure out where else we can add value and like reference her long history and the history of the family with the truck, we realized that her family is of Scottish heritage, and I started researching old tartans. Well, it turned out her family is originally part of the Campbell clan, and the Campbell Scottish tartans are generally kind of bright colors, but the classic weave everyone always thinks of. However, this is the most original colorway for the Campbell tartan. And when I found this, I was so stoked. So we got the mill to weave this up for us in Lochcarron, Scotland, and they did quite a fine job, don't you think? I was going to use it on the seats, but this leather is quite lovely, and also this leather is engineered for durability. So it's going to deal with the fact that she has large dogs, and it's going to tolerate the dog's nails and rowdiness. And I wasn't as confident that the traditional Scottish wool weave was. So decided to play it safe. We did the vertical tuck and roll design with the CNC icon badges on the seats, and then committed the wool just to door and cargo panels. And we stabilized it as well by doing a heat laminated fusing on the B side of that textile for enhanced stability. We went ahead and leather wrapped the steering wheel in the same leather, and we also hemmed the rugs in the leftover leather. The rugs, as in all icons, are rubber back, Dynamat lined, and removable, and then the principal floor mats can just be simply yanked out and tossed if you're going to go get muddy, and then put them back in when you get back to town. Cargo area, you will notice, are ridiculously overrated. Blacked out CNC'd cargo hold downs, quite useful, nice to have, and really no compromise, because if you're not using them, they're flush on the floor, so no drama there. Go ahead and do the power door locks. For the audio system, this truck is running what we call our elevated audio. So that means it has the latest and greatest of the Pioneer NEX series head units, and then amp and bass hidden, and then K2 with separate speakers, quantity 4. We have CD, we have reverse camera, we have sat radio, we have HD radio, navigation, tetherless CarPlay. On the interior trim, you'll notice that I deviated from the normal old school trim to better color match the rest of this custom interior, and I finished that in the Icon FJ Series Sierra brown color. I did that also on the seat hardware, on the ARB locking differential housing box for the controls, and we also did custom brown weave for the seat belts. As with all Icon, you know it, we are running the Vintage Air Gen 5 AC system, so very nice, high performance, not loud, variable speed, small fan driven, heat defrost NAC. We're running the optional 2-speed carbon fiber heat blankets in the front seats, none in the rear. In the rear, that is our removable tuck and tumble 2-passenger bench with 3-point seat belts for it as well. Mechanically, we are running a Coyote 5-liter aluminum fuel injected V8, tons of power, wonderful motor. We're running our proprietary Icon less rowdy exhaust system, so we add a resonator on those. This system is mandrel bent, made for us in stainless steel by our good friends at Borla. We've got the Ford Raptor 10-speed automatic transmission, and that also has a sport mode, which is nice. We run that on the old school tree style shifter on the column, but you'll notice now there is a D selection for drive and an S for sport. When you're in sport, it does feel, well, sportier. It'll hold gears longer, it'll shift quicker. I've also noticed when you're decelerating, going down grades or in canyons or whatever, it will hold the lower gear longer, so it's a very nice setup to have. Behind the 10-speed auto is the Atlas 2 twin stick shift on the fly, 2-speed part-time 4-wheel drive transfer case, 1310 U-joints. Spin to the differential assemblies, which are the Curry Industries built Dana 60 high pinion rear, 44 high pinion in the front, fine spline. Wonderful, 100% new down to the housings, all powder coated assemblies. This one is also featuring the ever popular ARB locking front and rear differentials, and of course, as always, the Icon Sport brakes by Brembo. So they're phenomenal. They're Hydro Boost assisted. They are 6-piston in the front and 4-piston in the rear, and a dedicated mechanical caliper for the parking brake. This truck is also a proud recipient of the recently updated Icon suspension system. I was pretty darn happy with our coilover Fox Racing suspension system that we launched with our Bronco. Kind of became the industry, I don't know, I guess it's fair to say best, and everyone's been chasing it ever since. Well, while they're chasing that, we made friends with the guys at KW, Riger specifically, which is their off-road and truck division, and engineered a new system that is phenomenal. You have dual rate adjustability on the shock body. They are built specifically for us, and they are built specifically for each vehicle in our production series, and they absolutely optimize on-road comfort without any off-road sacrifice whatsoever. So they're nitrogen charged, beautifully machined, made in the US of A with European components, and they're private labeled Icon, and I just couldn't be happier. They work really, really nice. Of course, we have our tunable sway bars, Eibach coils. I mean, they're just private labeled now Icon, but they're still from good old Eibach, and the end result is quite nice. Steering, of course, still running a worm gear box, all updated late model OEM Ford style arms and ends and drag link. And it's still a 4-wheel drive on solid axles, but the most precision and well-mannered worm gearbox that we've ever come across. So really happy to be running that. We also did the optional Icon spare tire carrier assembly, which you're welcome to do on your own stock vintage Bronco or modified with body lift, without body lift. Bumper don't care. It is a lovely day when you get to transfer the weight and rattles of your stock tire carrier on a Bronco and put it to the frame. This bumper system looks quite simple, but it's actually fairly complex. There is a thick wall channel that fits behind the stock bumper then we provide templates for you to do the cutouts to the stock bumper. So it adds lateral stability and rear end collision protection beyond that of a stock truck. I guess if you're in a gnarly collision, our new school bumper is still going to win. But whatever, this looks more retro, keeps the spare on the driver's side, so your line of sight over your right shoulder is nice and clear, and you're nice and quiet. Well, wrap. So there you go. That's all I got. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on this little drive with me and check out this truck. Elizabeth, keep in touch. I look forward to many more decades of memories made in this exciting Bronco. So y'all be good to one another, be good to the planet, and we'll see you next week.